Hey folks, this is the second video of the close-up analysis review of the CNZ Audio brand guitars. I got a 4-pack. In the last video I looked at 2 tellies. This is the only Les Paul one I got, and this is the Cherry Sunburst. And it is a competent Les Paul model. However, I will point out some specifics about this. First of all, you don't get the high flame. You can see that there is some figure on there, but it's slab figure. There's no cap on this. Also, it is multi-piece. You can see from looking at the back, we're looking at least 2 joins, so possibly 3-piece in the back there. And also, it is kind of rarely for a Les Paul model a bolt-on, which might be a deal breaker for some people. I don't notice a whole lot of difference between the 2 or 3 Les Paul set necks and this one, and I did a comparison video recently that you can check out. But I have to point it out because some people, consider a bolt-on Les Paul to be sacrilegious of sorts. It has a black-faced headstock with some rather attractive Clouson style tuners with really nice pearloid buttons, which is a nice touch. I'd say out of all the Les Pauls I've had lately, these might be the nicest tuners. Again, these are no-name pickups. They're CNC Audio's proprietary pickups. Don't know anything about them. However, they're very comparable to what I've played in most of the budget electrics that I've been doing lately, including all of the the brands like IYV and Ert, Firefly, and some of the others that I've been doing, Leo James, that kind of stuff. There might be some small variation between the pickups, but by and large they're fairly similar. They're adequate for practice, they're adequate for small amps situations, maybe small gigs even, but if you want to play at full volume, a big gig, you'd probably want to upgrade the pickups. The same with the tuners. I don't have any issues. Again, I sort out the issues with the nut, and that usually solves a lot of the tuning issues. Sometimes it takes a while for the strings to stretch out, and sometimes the strings put on these are relatively cheap and can be upgraded. But other than that, there's not much to complain about with this guitar. So it's rather plain wood. You're not getting the exotic finish that you get with some other models, and then you've got the bolt-on thing as well. It is bridge strung, pretty traditional with Les Pauls, not a string through. Cream pick guard and pickup surrounds. The toggle switch, I forgot to fix this when I did a setup on it, is facing, sort of positioned the wrong way. So you've got your neck pickup to the right instead of down, middle, and then rhythm pickup. So this is the neck. The other one was the bridge, rather. And the hardware is pretty competent. It's got these sort of amber knobs that you see on a lot of this style of guitar, and it's pretty good. I think these run around 250, maybe 275. So they're a bit more than the IYV ones, and they don't have the flame top like the IYV ones, but they're about the same price as some of the other brands, Les Paul style guitars that we've been looking at. I have to say that of the 4 guitars I got, this is probably my least favorite. Not by much, it's just mainly an aesthetics things. First of all, it's a painted neck, and the plain wood necks feel a lot better under the hand. Most of you players like to have plain wood or satin necks as well, so you know what I'm talking about. And then I just like the the finish of the surf green telly and the offset guitar that I'll review next better than this one. I'm not a big Sunburst fan, particularly this Cherry Sunburst type. But it's a really competent Les Paul copy. If you want to see how it fares against other brands around the same price, see my recent video. I think I compared this to a Leo James, to an IYV, to an Alan Eden Les Paul. So there were 4 of them in that sort of shootout video I did. Yeah, but yeah, these CNC guitars are pretty good. You can order them from CNZ website, the CNC Audio website, and also they do carry them on Amazon as well. And again, I think these are slightly, this and the offset guitar are slightly more than the Tellys and the Strats. So it might be closer to 275, 300 than 250, but somewhere in that range. Yeah, they're pretty competent. If you can deal with a bolt-on Les Paul, they're pretty competent guitars. So not much to speak about with setup, very little fret end issues. They are fully bound. The action on this was too high. I just lowered it at the bridge to the correct string heights, and now it plays fine. Also lowering the pickup heights to match. Remember, when you lower your action, you might want to also check your pickup heights as well. Yeah, not much more to say about this. I will say one thing, a slight negative is I wish CNC Audio would include gig bags, and I do that with all of these videos. I just don't see any need when these companies can get gig bags made with their logos on them, often nice padded varieties, really, really cheap, you know, pennies on the dollar. There's no real reason to ship these out without any protection and not offer your customer a gig bag. So I would say that that's one area they can improve right away, is include these with a gig bag. They might include an optional addition of a gig bag on their website. I don't know, but I just think that any guitar that you buy that's shipped to you should come already with a gig bag. I don't expect an expensive one, but just some sort of gig bag to get you started. So that's my one nit with this. Otherwise, yeah, if you like Cherry Sunburst, it's a nice little guitar. Seems to play really well, and very easy setup. So there you go, folks. See you on the next one.